Welcome back to Origami Snowman. My name is Matt. We've only got 100 more holes to go. I was gonna do like one double long episode, all 100, but I decided I don't wanna rush it. I don't want to trivialize these last few. We've gone, we've come so far. I've been busy and I don't really have time to do a super long video. That's mostly it. I'm fine rushing it. Whatever, it's fine. So, I thought today we could talk about. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Again, I'm here again, where I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I hate doing this. Let's think. What? So I just did a real super duper encouraging one. I don't want to do. I don't feel like the penultimate. Oh no, oh boy. I don't feel like the penultimate episode of this of this series. Jeez, come on, you gotta really get it in there. Of this series should be just some junk drawer chitter chatter episode. So let's figure it out, guys. Come on, let's pull up our pants and be big boys here, or girls, or neithers. Whatever you have to be, just grow up. Or don't. I don't care. I don't know. Man, I'm going to tell you something. Everybody, this might be what we talk about today. Let's see. My whole friggin' life, I have heard 3 things. Okay? First is, be yourself. Always be yourself. There are no stupid questions. Everything is beautiful. Be yourself. Okay? We love to say be yourself, don't we? We do. We love it. We love it. We love it. But what do you... when you meet someone who's a little weird, are you like, I'm so glad that this weird guy's here. I'm so glad that he chose to be himself. Absolutely not. You're like, oh, please, God, don't let him sit next to me, please. Right? No, we want people. Oh, be yourself. Okay, so great. Be yourself. That's one message I've heard a lot. The second thing I've heard my whole life is, don't rush. Don't just enjoy the now. Enjoy it. Enjoy your childhood, and don't wish for more. Be glad for what you have. Right? Enjoy this moment. Okay? Those 2 bits of advice I have heard my entire life. There's a third thing that I'll get to in just a minute. And it's advice that no one wants you to take, by the way. It's true. Nobody wants you to be yourself. They want you to be a version of yourself that everyone, including you, can live with. They want you to, don't sell your soul to be typical. But also don't be super duper weird, right? Just like if your hobby is crocheting, little plush corpses of celebrities, you know what? Fine, but please keep it to yourself, right? That's what we want. Be yourself, but be yourself at an acceptable volume and maybe privately. Okay. Also, enjoy the now. Is it sunny out? Oh, enjoy the sun. Enjoy it. It is, do you have a lazy day? Is it one of those days where nothing's planned? Oh, enjoy it. So nice. It's so nice. Oh, isn't it? Isn't it just lovely? Okay, great. Sun's out. You got nothing to do. Get out there and mow the lawn. Right? That's we say enjoy this moment. Enjoy your childhood, because guess what? Adulthood sucks. How can you enjoy childhood if you know one day it's going to end and the future is full of sharks and alligators? Like, how are you supposed to enjoy your childhood when everyone's like, enjoy it, it won't last, and on the other side, it's a nightmare. You'll cry blood daily, and that will be the good part of your day. It's just, so be yourself. Enjoy the now. And now I'm going to ruin it. Boom. That's what they would do. But here's the third thing the third thing that I always heard: stop being weird and grow up. Usually from the same people who told me to be yourself and enjoy the moment. What just flattened? Ugh. So anyway, I definitely grew up here in the Midwest where you're supposed to like basketball and country music and NASCAR and be Republican. Those were important things, you know. It wasn't even a question. So, and I have this habit in my fanny pack that I pull out whenever I meet someone new who's like moved here for the first time. I haven't done it in a while, but when I meet someone who has moved to the area for the first time, one of my first questions was, "Oh, have you guys found a church yet?" Because, hi, welcome to Northeast Indiana. When I was growing up, everybody went to church. Everyone went to church. It wasn't like, it was, you know, you just did. And so even as an adult, an adult who understood that no, not everyone goes to church, I still would insensitively ask people, have you found a church yet? What a doofus move, you know? Thinking, oh, I'm going to be helpful, and no, you're not. You just made it real awkward because, you know, I don't know. This person thinks they can't really have a conversation with you now because they don't want to be like, actually, I'm an atheist. And then all of a sudden, how am I going to respond to it? They don't, it's just an ugly way, you know. If you don't know a person, just give them a breather. How did I get to that point? What am I saying? Oh, yeah. Midwest, my Midwest upbringing, okay? There are some acceptable and unacceptable ways to be. One is you have to have the appropriate emotional response to a situation, whatever the situation. If you're at like a church service that is especially like, you know, emotional, you have to emote properly. You know, you have to be emotional and be stoic and be, you know, weepy. If you're not, then clearly you're not opening your heart to the Holy Spirit. Or if you're at a sporting event and you didn't like cheer enough for whatever happened, then clearly you're not paying attention. You know, there is an appropriate response and everyone should behave that way. Okay? You don't get to bow out. No one's allowed a pass. That's how I grew up. You had to do things. We used to do this, there was a youth like conference that our youth group went to every year. And it didn't matter if you were athletic or interested or social. It didn't matter who you were. If you went to our church and you were attending this conference, you were playing volleyball. No notes from doctors, no notes from moms, nothing. You were playing, period, shut up. And I would say, I am not good at this. I don't want to do this. They'd be like, it'll be fine. Don't worry. Get out there. And surprise, surprise, when I got out there and it turns out I wasn't good, guess what? Yeah, they were like, let's work on this. Let's practice. We want you to be better. We're going to help you. We're going to No, they didn't do that. They yelled at me. That's how I grew up. There is a way to be. And if you can't be that way, you're wrong and you should probably get out. That is how... People may not have realized that that's what they were doing, but that's what they were doing. Now, be yourself in a way that we can manage. Enjoy the now, unless the now is unpleasant. You know, I don't know. I'm just... What I'm trying to say is... I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't remember. There was a point way back at the beginning. All the way back. Several holes ago. Several cringy life stories ago, I had a point. And I don't know what that is. I'm going to tell you instead. We're going to shift gears in the hopes that I will remember what I was going to get to. So this is another thing that happened at a youth event when I don't know, it must have been a junior high, maybe a freshman, probably a junior higher. You know how junior hires are awful? Yeah, that was me. I started that trend. So I was being extremely mouthy to a bunch of guys who I had no business being mouthy to. I oh my, I'm a bigger fella right here now. I'm short, sure, but I also like I'm roughly the size of like a Hagrid Funko Pop. Like those are my proportions. I'm not tall. I'm like 5'5". I'm very short. But I'm also like pretty stocky. You know what I mean? Like if you took two 2.5 foot long logs and propped them up with a beanbag on top, that's me. That's me. And so I wasn't always like that though. I used to be tiny. Always the shortest kid in class, just skinny. Like I'm pretty sure the guidance counselor was like, I don't know, they think they're starving this kid, and so I was always very small. Unfortunately, when you're small, you, God usually gives you a mouth that doesn't match. And so I'd mouth off to these big kids, these like gnarly jocks and like these like kids who were, sneaking off between after the little worship service to go smoke, behind a tool shed somewhere. I was just, I didn't have very good survival instincts. So I'm never going to finish this hole, you guys. This is one of those tricky holes that looks simple, but is very much not. But I would antagonize these guys. I don't know why. I think mostly to be like, I'm not afraid of you. You cannot just decide that I shut up and then I shut up. That's not how it works. I, I refused. I would not. No, like blackmail was never a thing. I don't threaten well. Do you know what I mean? Oh boy. I remember kids would be like, give me your lunch or I'll break your glasses. I may not have even particularly wanted my lunch, but I would go home with a pair of broken glasses. I don't care. Absolutely not. I'm not going to bow to you. That has never been my thing. And I don't know where I picked that up, because most of the time I was not a terribly stubborn kid. Anyway, I wonder if I can just launch it over the whole thing. And oh no, I want to get down. Okay. So we were at this like a youth retreat, and it was high school and middle school, and I was I mentioned I was that obnoxious middle school kid, and I know I was picking a fight. Oh man, with the wrong guys, because I don't know why I'd like to. I should have just done that first. I don't know why I did that, but I always did. Now, you hear about in movies and stuff kids getting swirlies. You know what a swirly is? They stick your head in the toilet and then they flush it. And it gives you a swirly, makes your head, whatever. They kept saying they were going to give me a swirly. They were going to give me a swirly. And I would antagonize them. Like, you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it, whatever. Now, if I had been particularly clever, that would be one thing. But I guarantee you I was not. I was not clever. At all. Like, I'd be like, well, it looks like you already had a swirly. I would just, some stupid, which makes it even worse, because I'm throwing punches that shouldn't even connect, but somehow they're working. I feel for these guys. Like, I'm, like, right now, all these years later, I am very much on their side. I get why they did what they did. And so at some point in time, they found me alone in like the little room where we were all bunking, and there was nobody else around. Nobody. Like, they were all off doing something else. I had come back for something. I don't remember what. And they were in there. That was bad news for me. I just didn't realize it. But they saw me, and one of them said, "Get him." And I mean, I'm not kidding. I was 2 steps in the door and they saw me, and he'd just been waiting for the opportunity. I even remember his name. I'm not going to say it though. But he and like, I think there were like 5 of them, and they jumped up and they grabbed me. These were high school kids, and I was little, probably 7th grade. And, as small as I was, I put up a fight. I was scrappy. I was the definition of scrap. They had a kid, one on each arm and one on each leg, and then the 5th one was opening doors and leading the way. They got me all the way into the bathroom, and I was like, I'm laughing, that kind of scared, hysterical laughter of like, I cannot believe, like, they're kidding, right? They're kidding. They were not kidding. They had me in the bathroom. They had me to the toilet, and I managed to fight one arm free and push myself back from the toilet. It was a long, long fight, much longer than it should have been. I mean, you do the numbers, and my head's in that toilet immediately. But I somehow managed to fight to the point where I bought myself maybe a minute of dry time. And I was making enough of a ruckus that somebody else had come in and had heard the tussle. Maybe they were looking to see I'm missing like 6 kids. Where are they? And all of a sudden, the door to the bathroom bangs open, and it's our youth pastor. And it's the best thing he ever did for me. I will say this: the nicest thing that he did to me that I know of. He may have done other nice things that I don't know about, but he slams the door open. Everybody stops. They turn and they look at him, and he just goes, "Drop him." And so they drop me on the bathroom floor, and then they file out. They didn't look up at him. They file out, and I roll over and I look up and I say, "Thanks." And he just turns and walks away because he knew I had it coming. They did not get my head in that toilet. And man, I don't remember, but I sure hope I washed my hands after that. Oof. Anyway. So, what did that have to do with anything? Let's try to wrap this up. The way I was raised, be yourself, but be a self that we can all get behind. Be a self that we approve of, that's not too weird. Please don't ask a lot of us. We want to like you. Please make it easy on us, right? Also, enjoy this moment, but not too much. Because A, it's going to end, and B, people will think you're lazy. And then the third thing, grow up and stop acting weird. A lot of mixed signals. I think maybe the be yourself, that advice is not great advice for a kid like me. I thought be yourself meant find a self that you can live with. Find a self that that you can admire, and then pretend to be that self. Not actually be yourself. I tried to be myself, and people didn't like it. So I was like, maybe I'll be some people I see on the movies. And if you ever watch an Adam Sandler movie, Billy Madison, watch Billy Madison sometime. Yeah, he's funny, but if you knew him in person, you would hate him. Okay? I didn't know that, so I just decided to emulate all the people I saw in movies. Right? Unfortunately, it wasn't the cool people. It was never like Han Solo. It was... Well, it was always just some obnoxious whoever. It was more like somebody from the Goonies. And so I don't know. I didn't know that being yourself meant actually, like, just don't try so hard, man. You're pretty good. You should just be chill. You're all right. We want to like you. I didn't know. I didn't know that's what that meant. So, my advice to you, be yourself. And enjoy every moment. Not just this one, but enjoy every moment. You guys are amazing. And I hope no one ever tries to stick your head in a toilet. But if someone tries, I hope some rando shows up at the last minute and says, drop him. There you go. That's there we go. That's the video. Hey, 50 more to go, you guys. We're down to the final 50. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for following me this far. Hopefully, you'll follow me just a little bit longer. All right, love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.